it's Nuve. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to make a video. I haven't made one in literal months and it's completely my fault. No excuses, I just, didn't do it. With that said, let's get started. So today, I figured I would take a personality test. And that is what I'm gonna do on my handy dandy computer. So let me type in personality test. I'm kind of excited to do this because my sister, Shemaya Moody, you might have seen her on YouTube and on, Spotify and stuff. She does a podcast, Plot Twist Please. You might have seen her. Anyway, she kept telling me to do a personality test and I was like, no. But she convinced me. And so here I am doing a personality test only because she told me to. But I'm also curious to see if there's some kind of hidden personality stuff that I don't know about myself. So yeah, here we go, we're doing it.
Let's see. Personality test.
Ooh, free personality test. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. I do not. No. What? It's hard because with small social events, there's more of a chance that more people are gonna be looking at me. Like, I'm gonna be seen. Whereas with big ones, I can get lost in the crowd kind of. But also, though, with big ones, there's more eyes to be on me. If they are, it's vibrant. What is vibrant? Vibrant. I mean, I know what the word means, but does that mean dance parties? Because theater cast parties are vibrant. They're just not dancing. They're talking and playing games, but they're vibrant. Social events. Does this mean people that I am already friends with, already comfortable around, or just random? I don't know. Ooh, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no because I do enjoy them sometimes, but the fact that there's sometimes in there makes me think that probably not. I don't know. I'll say medium, because I can't answer that question. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. Well, I want to be an actress, so agree. I don't know why I find that so funny. I think about what it would be like to be in a relationship, and that's also unrealistic yet intriguing. I'm gonna go yes. Slightly though, slightly. Ooh, your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. That's funny because I'm literally going on a trip with my sisters to visit a college that I want to go to, and I have it planned out almost to the minute. I have the locations we're going to, the dates and times that we're going to be there, around how long it will take us to do those things. The lunch plans are included. Granted, I'm not trying to dictate the whole trip, but we're gonna do what I want. So disagree, strongly disagree. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place. I hate this and absolutely yes. Wholeheartedly agree. Doesn't everyone though? Does anyone not do that? Let me know if you don't do that, because what's your secret? How do you just move on? How do you just... If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try to solve their problem. It's not that, because my emotional intelligence is about that of a 2-year-old's. I am emotionally dumb. If you're crying, I will literally just wait for you to finish. I mean, I'll hand you a tissue or something, but what do I do? What do I do? Why wallow, And then this is as someone who sits in their room crying on a daily basis. Why wallow? What does it do for you? It's just a waste of water. Then you have to drink more to replenish that later. It's just too much, Yeah, I solved their problem, so strongly disagree. People can rarely upset you. Okay, let me unpack this. This is true, but conditionally, because I am rarely around people. Therefore, they rarely have the chance to upset me. My siblings upset me. A lot. But I mean, I'm with them all the time. Is it talking about the people that I'm usually with, or just people in general? Because if someone down the street does something stupid, I'm not gonna get mad about it, because I don't know them. But drivers upset me. When you don't signal, you are the worst human being. You are the scum of the earth if you do not use your turning signal. I don't think I'm that easygoing. I'm gonna say slightly disagree. Next, you often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. Agree, 100%. 100%, yep. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your absolute top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Yeah, I mean, doesn't everybody though? Who wants to get behind and stay behind? You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. Ooh, strongly disagree. I always think about it. Ugh, I will review conversations in my head for weeks after and be why did I say that? Even if we talk, I'll be why did I say that? That was really dumb. So disagree. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. Absolutely disagree. I had the house to myself for like 1 week. It was the best week of my life. And this is coming from a person with like a house full of people. At that time, there were a whole bunch of us. My mom, my dad, my sister, my other sister, my brother. We were all in the house. I did have my own room, but it was just, they were everywhere. It was nice to have like a little space, you know? So yeah, I absolutely love being by myself, just in general. It's great. You are more of a detail-oriented than a big picture person. What does a big picture entail? A big picture of what? I keep thinking about this trip because it's my best frame of reference for these types of questions. I'm gonna say agree. You are very affectionate with people you care about. Nope. You'll hardly know it. It's just not my love language, you know? Hugging is not like my thing. I mean, sometimes it can be my thing. It depends on what I'm feeling. But here's what goes through my head when I receive a hug. How do I smell? How long am I supposed to hold on? Should I be the first one to release or should they? Right before the hug, do I go over or under? Like, where do my arms go? Do I turn my head into them or do I turn away or do I just keep it straight? You know, all these questions that no one has answered for me, nor have I looked up because it's stupid. Hugs are complicated. Let's just leave it at that. Hugs are stressful. So yeah, not very affectionate with people that I care about. And it's weird because my dad is very affectionate. He says he loves me like every day. And I have just recently started saying it back. It just makes me feel weird to say I love you to someone because it's just like, you know? I have specific family members that I am affectionate with, but for the most part, it's a no. You have a careful and methodical approach to life. Agree. You are still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago. Strongly agree. Story time. When I was, I think, whatever age you are in first grade, I had the opportunity to skip first grade and go straight to second because I was a smart kid. I said no. And this is for a variety of reasons. I was incredibly anxious as a child. I was scared of everybody and super, super shy. And so the idea of me, tiny little baby me, being amongst a bunch of older kids, I was like, oh my God, they're all gonna make fun of me because that's what older kids do, right? Older kids make fun of younger kids. That's just how the world works. And so I was like, absolutely not. You want me to what? You want me to what? No, no, no. And I didn't do it. And that is my regret. And I still think about it today. Age 6 to age 21. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action. Depends. Is it a theater party? Is it a theater party? Because if it's a theater party, I will be in the mix. I will be performing impromptu monologues, okay? Okay? I will be executing choreography from past musicals, okay? But if it's a party, which I've never been to, by the way, the only parties I've ever been to are theater parties, which like, so I don't know. Is my answer. Is church considered a party? It's a large social gathering. I'm just saying. If it is a party, I'm by the action. Well, it depends on the action though, because if the action is singing, I'm there. If it's anything else, probably not. Okay, I'll say disagree. No, agree. I can be found farther away from the action. That's fair. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. Say it again for the people in the back. This is so true because my sister is more of like an emotional person. And I feel like I'm more like logical. And we clash all the time. But we also like, we're both theater majors. Well, I'm not a theater major anymore, but I was. So we were both in the theater scene. I mean, we get along great. But it's just like the few things that we do clash on, we really like. There's nothing to be done, so I agree. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. Agree, strongly agree. And then I will watch something that I've already watched 1,000 times. I will literally go on Netflix, I will go scroll down my list and be like, oh, I should watch these movies. There's so many of them that I have on my list. And then I will watch like The Office. Yes, I'm one of those Office people, and if you're not, you're doing it wrong. What wrong? Life. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. Disagree. Absolutely not. I'm terrible under pressure. I'm terrible under pressure. One time, I was in high school, right? And high school's like the worst, we know. But I was so shy. I was still incredibly shy until I got to like college. Even now I'm still very shy. But we were doing Would You Rather. And so the question was, would you rather have a rich husband who's ugly or a poor husband who's handsome? And I answered, a poor husband who is handsome because pretty people are cool. That is what I said in front of my entire sophomore year honors English class. I have never forgiven myself. never. And the thing is, I had a real answer in my head. I was gonna say, because money isn't really important. What's important is love. And I feel like it'd be more easy for me to fall in love with someone who looks nice, which is arbitrarily the same answer, but a little bit smarter. I'm shallow. I will not marry an ugly man. I'm not. Both of us can't be ugly. What am I even talking about? That was a very embarrassing moment for me. So, I'm not calm under pressure. Next, when in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation. No. Disagree. I will creep on you. I will watch you and be like, oh, I can relate to that. And then I will not. Like, I will literally not say anything. That's why I went through high school with almost no friends. I didn't talk to people, and you kind of have to do that to make friends. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. Who remembers their dreams? I'm gonna say I don't know, because I don't remember my dreams for the most part. Okay, I have to finish this later. I have rehearsal in like 30 minutes, and I'm an hour away from my house where my siblings are, and so I'm gonna have to cut it off. I will finish the film later, but you know, stay tuned for the rest of it.